Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Soul Standing. My name is Beth, and I am here today with day one of the Skulduggery Pleasant Scepter of the Ancients read along. This book is by Derek Landy. He is an Irish author. This is set in Ireland. It is a middle grade series, technically, although as you go through the series, the main character of Stephanie does grow up, so it kind of morphs into a young adult series. Think like Harry Potter did, where you start with the main character being 11 and go on from there. There are 11 or 12 books in the series, I believe, possibly more. But this is number one. In the very beginning, you are introduced to Stephanie. Stephanie's uncle, Gordon, has just passed away, and they go to the funeral. Like, chapter one is kind of an introduction to her family. They go to the funeral and go on to his house for the wake, and Stephanie kind of goes away from everyone and goes into her uncle's study. Her uncle was a novelist. He was well known for kind of paranormal thriller books. And so she goes in and she's kind of looking around, missing her uncle. And a man shows up. And let's see. She saw him earlier. I'm trying to find the description. There are a lot of great descriptions when they're talking about her other uncle and his wife. It says Stephanie could see the greed seep into the watery eyes of her father's other brother, a horrible little man called Fergus, though he nodded sadly and spoke somberly and pocketed the silverware when he thought no one was looking. Fergus's wife was a thoroughly dislikable, sharp-featured woman named Beryl. She drifted through the crowd, deep in unconvincing grief, prying for gossip and digging for scandal. Her daughters did their best to ignore Stephanie. Carol and Crystal were twins, 15 years old and as sour and vindictive as their parents. Where Stephanie was dark-haired, tall, slim, and strong, they were bottle blonde, stumpy, and dressed in clothes that made them bulge in all the wrong places. Apart from their brown eyes, no one would have guessed the twins were related to her, and she liked that. It was the only thing she liked about them. And then the mysterious individual that we meet and who becomes her partner, therefore giving us the 2x2. It says, he was standing under the shade of a large tree away from the crowd, the coat buttoned up all the way despite the warmth of the afternoon. A scarf was wrapped around the lower half of his face, and even from her position on the far side of the grave, Stephanie could make out the wild and frizzy hair that escaped from the wide-brimmed hat he wore low over his gigantic sunglasses. She watched him, intrigued by his appearance, and like he knew he was being observed, he turned and walked back through the rows of headstones and disappeared from sight. And then when she's in the study, he shows up again and talks to her a little bit and says that she reminds him of Gordon, who was a good friend of his. Strong-willed, intelligent, sharp-tongued, doesn't suffer fools gladly. Does that remind you of anyone? Yes, Gordon. Interesting, he said. Those are the exact words he used to describe you. And then he disappears. And the author, Derek Landy, one of the reasons I love this series so much is because he writes in a way that I think of as very Irish. He is sarcastic. He has these great descriptions where you can just envision the individuals and just kind of see their idiocy. At one point in chapter 2, they're talking about the reading of the will, and Fergus and Beryl are arguing, like, who gets the royalties from all his best-selling books? Who gets all his stuff? And it says, to my brother Fergus and his beautiful wife Beryl, I leave my car, my boat, and a gift. Fergus and Beryl blinked. His car? Fergus said. His boat? Why would he leave me his boat? You hate the water, Beryl said, anger rising in her voice. You get seasick. I do get seasick, and he knew that. I always forget, like, I know I love the series, but I always forget until I get stuck back into it how much I love the writing of the series. It's just absolutely snarky, sarcastic, and beautifully done. I hope that you guys are joining in with me on this one. If you are, please leave me a message down below. Comment, let me know what you're enjoying so far. Again, today was the first 2 chapters. We're reading 2 chapters a day for the next 15 days, and that will get us through all 30 chapters by not next Monday, but the one after that. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to talk to you guys about this one. If you want to go to my Goodreads Buddy Read group, it is linked down below, along with all of the links for everybody else who hosts on March Mystery Madness. I hope you've had a great Monday. Go read a mystery and stay safe. Bye.